Well, I finished one panel. That's the back part of it. And went together fairly well. A little bit of quirkiness with the wood because it's a little warped, but I convinced it to go straight with some screws. And so that's the back panel. And now we're going to work on the front panel with the door. Got to go and see if I can get a hold of that from Phil. Okay, there it is. There you have it. Well, I'm doing phase 2 of the greenhouse, and I've laid out what I'm going to apply to the wall itself. And I got this screen door from my neighbor. He had some security doors put in and it was just in his shed, so I got that last night. And I had these windows that Rob gave us, and so what I did at this point is I secured this in. So this is the right part of the frame for the front door area, as you can see. And so this is loose. So I laid it out. Jana and I talked about positioning the windows, side windows this way, put a little window up there maybe, and so do a symmetrical thing. But it turned out that because I did this 6 feet, I didn't realize that this door was 80 inches. And it turned out to be 30 plus inches for the width. So I have to add to that another 10 inches. So the back part of the greenhouse is going to be the same as the height of the front of the greenhouse. I was thinking about cutting down that door, but the door would lose its integrity, and it was free. So I'm going to piece this together and put this part, frame this out, and then I'm going to put the bottom frame in for the door and then stand it up. And that's probably what we'll see next on the next video. All right, there you have it. Well, here's phase 2 that I did. Even with the screen during this, so I get a perspective of what it's going to look like. And you can see the height difference. This up here is 6 feet 10 inches, and it's based on the height of the door. I didn't realize how tall that door was going to be. I thought it was going to be under 6 feet. So I'm going to put a frame up here and just create a box up there, and even put some corrugated plastic in it, so it looks good, and it's all not permanently attached to the press wood. So there's the back part of it. You can tell that there's a broken glass there. Can you see that? And that's okay. Not a problem. Then in phase 3 will be one of the sides, and if it's going to be this side, it's going to be 8 feet up there, and if it's this side, it'll be 6 feet 10 inches. We'll get that slope for the snow and the rain. I'll make sure there's enough rafters in there in case there's heavy snow, and as possible. So coming along quite well, and we'll work on it in the morning hours, of course, when it's nice and cool. It's 90 degrees right now, so I am done for the day. All right, there you have it. Well, still on phase 3 here. Came into some issues and some problems. I had to square off my flooring there, which is what I did. And then I'm really short here by an inch and a half. So what I'm going to do is just move this panel over to the right and lock it down when I set it up. I cut this 2x4 down and didn't know how long I needed it, so I just put it into the space between that 2x4 and that one right there. So I'm going to cut that also, and then I'm going to fit this panel into this frame with these windows, and there it is. Thank God, praise God for that. I did the calculations close, but not too close. Okay, so I have my vacuum out here because I was putting screw holes into the wood, as you can see there. So I anchored all of those down correctly, and I'm going to bring the windows down further and put another screw right about there in those windows for more stability and more strength, and even over there too. So yeah, so with that said, now I have a particular problem. Because these windows are not for my intended use and repurposing them, I had to cut this notch so it would fit here. But in doing so, I ended up here with a 1/4 inch gap. So I have to get some wood, do a 1/4 inch spacer, I guess you would call it, and then lock that down into the frame itself. I pre-cut these also. The wood is a little bent, and so by putting these in, I'm giving it more stability. And this is my mark that I have to cut, and then put the 2x4 on this side here, and it should, according to my calculations, match this height, which is 6'10". So a lot to think about. The sun is coming up, and losing time with the sun, but it's coming along quite well. I'm going to try and get this done today, so I have the one panel, and then get my neighbors to help me set it up and lock it down. Those window frames and the window glass is too heavy for me, way too heavy for one man to do that and lock it down correctly and safely, of course. All right, well, stay tuned. There you have it, and we'll see you next time. Well, here I am at phase 3 for my side panel that faces the street, and I attached this window in to these two 2x4s here and here, and I just placed these other windows in loosely, and to see whether or not it would fit. And Takoa, and it does. It fits in with maybe an inch or two to spare. You can see that. And I would have to shim that. But certainly I try to get these windows out so it wouldn't be so heavy for me to lift up. I'm gonna have to have a neighbor help me lift up this panel. I'm not gonna finish it today. It's just too hot and humid, and it's in the sun. And I guess that's exactly where it's supposed to be because it's a greenhouse. Well, we'll see how this works out. We'll work on this tonight and or tomorrow morning. So, right, there you have it. There you have it. Well, phase 3 is finished. I have it all framed out and ready for it to be raised. And I was able to get the shims done for the window frames there because of the framing itself of the window frame. And it's all set up for that side, which is mica. So with all the sun coming up, it's about 12 o'clock right now. I'm tired. My stenosis is bothering me, but phase 3 is completed. And then of course raising it will be with my neighbors, and then make an adjustment to that and lock it down so all 3 sides are locked together. I don't have to have those extra legs for safety. Now I just gotta make sure I block this area up so Dakota doesn't walk on my glass. I did manage not to step on any of the glass, break anything, which is really a blessing itself. So thank God that part is done, and we're looking forward to raising it up. Okay, there you have it.